Welcome to another Telltale Books video. I'm Greg again, and I'm continuing my Ray Bradbury series, which I've kind of gotten away from for a while. I'm getting back to it. I'm still covering the fan fiction he wrote for his fanzines before he ever published anything professionally. And this one is titled The Record, which on my Bradbury bibliography, which, as I always say, it may or may not be accurate. And I did actually find some inaccuracies in my Bradbury bibliography. His early works, I had a bunch of them that were not listed at the correct dates. And so I have fixed that, and that kind of changes a lot for my order. The Record was originally going to be number 4, I believe. It's now bumped down to number 8. And I've got some stories that should have been covered before The Record that I haven't covered yet, haven't even read them yet. And so I got to backtrack a little to take care of those and get this fixed. And it also bumped the Pendulum, which I did before this. It bumped that all the way down to number 11, just fixing the dates from what I originally had thought these were. So The Record is a short story that he wrote with Forrest J. Ackerman, the man who founded Famous Monsters of Filmland magazine, and also coined the horrible term sci-fi, which we now all have to live with. Thanks a lot, Forrest Ackerman. So the two of them were good friends, and they wrote this story together and published it in Bradbury's Futuristic Fantasia for the summer of 1939. And I have that in this really wonderful hardbound volume that I purchased, which is all of its facsimile reproductions of the original mimeographs that Bradbury did for Futuristic Fantasia. So this is what the inside of the book looks like. Green ink. Mimeographs were weird. I used mimeographs when I was in junior high and in elementary school. So The Record was published in the summer 1939 issue of Futuristic Fantasia. And it's a very, very short story, simply about a far future with this war that's been going on for a very, very, very long time. And the two sides don't know how to end it. Neither one of them wants to keep fighting, but neither one of them knows how to get out of it. Until one of the soldiers fires up his old phonograph and puts a record on and plays it. And the music instantly captivates everybody, and they stop fighting and make peace. Okay. Typical of Ackerman, the story is very cheesy. But for what it is, it's okay. It's not bad. I can only recommend it to the Bradbury completist, the person who absolutely has to read every word that Bradbury ever wrote. It doesn't offer much for anybody else, or if you're just fascinated by the early fandom and want to dig deeper into that, you might get a kick out of this story. For everybody else, it's just not good enough. It's very amateur. So that's The Record. If you've ever happened to have read that story, please leave your comments. Tell me what you think of it. And come on back for more Bradbury. I'm going to be backtracking all the way to January of 1939 and Los Angeles League to erect Hugh 20-story. That Hugh was an actual typo in the title of the story. It's supposed to be huge. 20-story science fiction temple. Science fiction, of course, is what Hugo Gernsback called it before he coined the term science fiction. That'll be the next Bradbury story. Again, backtracking in my bibliography, it's going all the way back to number 3. And then I have to do 4, 5, and 6. I've already done number 7, which is Don't Get Technatal. And then I have to do numbers 9 and 10, and I'll finally be caught up to where I'm supposed to be. I apologize for that mess. That's the dangers of putting together a bibliography. Is it's only as good as your sources, because I wasn't alive during the time that these were being published, so I don't really know if there's anything missing. I don't know if there's anything wrong. I'm completely reliant on other people to get their stuff together and correct. And so if they have anything a little bit wrong, then my information is wrong too. And when I come across correct information, I need to fix my bibliography, and that's what's going on here. So, I've done that a number of times to a number of the bibliographies. I've had to correct them, and unfortunately, because I'm numbering these videos, that kind of throws the videos out of whack. But if you look at my biography on the website, that is the best current understanding that I have of the bibliography of Ray Bradbury. And I welcome anybody that has any information that would correct anything I have in there. Shoot me an email or put a message on the YouTube video or say something in Facebook or Instagram or something to get through to me and let me know that I need to change something. But I'm going to be double checking you. I'm not going to just trust that you have it right. If I've got one source telling me one thing and you're telling me another thing, I'm going to look for a third source to confirm who's right. But I will appreciate any such corrections that anybody might want to make. Just don't flood me with like 500 corrections all at once. One at a time, please. Anyway, come on back for the next Bradbury. I'm not going to recite that title again. Coming back for that and a lot more Ray Bradbury and a lot of other content about the whole spectrum of literature that we do here on Telltale Books.